Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys as he joins us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Stephen, long injury report going into this game Sunday against Detroit. Can you give us an update on who you think might actually play that's kind of on the fence right now?
Well, I think Bland's got a good chance to get some plays. We'll see how he finishes the week. And then, after that, and then Guyton's got a good chance to be ready to play. He's day-to-day. And then after that, though, it's probably a long shot for a lot of these guys to play.
Yeah, I would assume we saw Micah Parsons out on the field today working on the sideline. So the chances of him playing, Stephen, pretty slim at this point, you think?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, I'd say they're pretty slim in terms of Micah being able to play. We hadn't ruled him out yet, but, he's got a lot of work still to do.
You mentioned Guyton maybe. Watching the offensive line that played the entire second half and the way the Cowboys were able to run the ball, do you think that could be, at least in the near future, a permanent change and make Guyton kind of a swing tackle until he gets more of his feet wet as an NFL tackle?
No, not at all. I think we'll just get him well. It could be that that's the case for this week if he's not 100%, but we'll continue to evaluate and see how we go.
Stephen, let's talk about your quarterback, because obviously the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys gets a lot of praise and certainly a lot of criticism. And Dak stumbled a little bit early in that game, but led that game-winning drive. That's got to make you feel pretty good about the way your quarterback responded.
Absolutely. He's just a seasoned pro. I mean, when you play in this league, if you play quarterback long enough, you're going to have some bumpy starts along the way. They all do. And the great ones are the ones that are resilient and they respond. And certainly Dak did that. And, really got his feet back up under him and led us to a couple of touchdowns there in the second half that were the difference in us winning the game.
And obviously CD Lamb had a little blow up with Dak there on the sidelines. Not a lot of targets and only one catch in the second half. What do you as an organization do to make sure that CD is able to stay involved through all four quarters?
Yeah, he started off quick and we got him going early. I think he had 4 or 5 catches there in the first quarter. And then, of course, I think, they were responding to that, the fact that we were going to him early and often. And, it just left some guys wide open, as we saw. Tolbert was left with no one around him on several occasions. And certainly Ferguson and Turpin and all the guys got in the mix. But, that's one of the things about having a great player like CD. When he draws a lot of attention, it sure opens it up for the other guys. But at the same time, the goal still is to get CD his 10 to 12 targets if we can get that done.
Well, obviously, Stephen, when you look at this week, you've got a tough team coming in there. It's going to be a tough game Sunday afternoon there in Arlington. When you look at what Tolbert did, that can only help CD, because obviously everybody's going to target him and pay the most attention to him. Jalen Tolbert, that had to be encouraging to you guys to see him get off.
Absolutely. He's been coming from, he had a lot of developing to do when he first got to Dallas. And, when Brandon Cooks came in the building, he really took him under his wing and a great mentor for him. Obviously, Brandon does everything the right way on and off the field, the way he trains, the way he, the way he gets his body ready to play pro football. And, I think Jalen's learned a lot from Brandon. And now with Brandon having a few challenges, then it's great to see Jalen step up and use that knowledge and really put it to work and step up in a big way. Of course, there at the end of the game, he, wasn't 100% on the last couple of plays, but still stepped up and made a great play to win the game for us.
Battling through a major injury there
exactly.
Late to get that game winner. Now, before he made that game-winning touchdown, the play before, Zeke, kind of the short yardage guy, not in. Rico fumbles. A two-part question. One, were you surprised that Zeke wasn't the running back on that goal line play? And when you saw that ball on the ground, what were you thinking up there in that suite?
Well, we never question, who Mike and Shotty want to put in the game, depending on plays. And so never question that. But certainly I took a deep breath when I saw that ball there. And then, of course, obviously frustrating there to go from being, second and a half yard and, almost sure chance to win the game to going to, third and, almost 5, and certainly became a lot bigger challenge. But the good news is we pulled it off.
And hopefully get one this week against Detroit. Stephen, we know you're busy. Appreciate you jumping on with us this afternoon.
Thank you, guys. Great being on.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.